right, hello everybody. Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here. We are live. Time is 7:48. As we begin this update, we have a flash flood warning that's been issued for Fayette County. This is a new warning that will go until 10:30. We have a pretty widespread 2 to 4 inches of rain that has already fallen in this area, and an additional 1 to 3 will be possible. And even beyond this, outside of Fayette County, we do have some more heavy rain, which is coming in later on tonight. So wanted to hop on and just kind of update you with what we are tracking. First, and this is a look at the flash flood warning. This includes LaGrange, it includes Schulenburg, although the heaviest rain right now is north of that area. Here's a look at what has already fallen. So these are the radar estimates. Now let's cue up some of the numbers. You know, when you start to see some of those yellows and oranges and stuff like that, you start getting into some pretty serious numbers. These are radar estimates, so not a rain gauge. The actual numbers might be a little bit lower than this, but 6.2 inches, the radar estimate there near Cistern, and then north of LaGrange, another one that's up close to about 6 inches. So about a half foot of rain, radar is estimating, has fallen over northern portions of Gillespie County. Anywhere where you're in that kind of lighter green into the yellow, that's going to be 3 to 6 inches. Radar estimates again, so the actual thing might be closer to 2 to 4. But this is significant rain. Nonetheless, this part of Fayette County, as we have seen, we've seen flood warnings here many times. This part of our area can handle much more rain compared to what we'd be able to handle across the hill country. Earlier, we had a flood advisory for minor flooding, but now as the rain has persisted, there could be some more considerable flooding. So if anybody has reports, please send in. The bottom line here, if you live in Fayette County, I know it's 7:50. You might have dinner plans. You might have errands. It's best to stay off the roads. Turn around. Don't drown. Whenever we have a flash flood warning like this, low water crossings, those problematic kind of trouble spots in your neighborhood that always flood when there's heavy rain, avoid those and avoid being on the road if you can. Now, as far as what's happening elsewhere across our area, not a whole lot. This is the only flash flood warning we have right now, and pretty much all of the rain, at least the heavy stuff, is over Fayette County right now. Some showers, light to moderate, Giddings into Bastrop, and then we have some fog and drizzle and lighter showers for the I-35 corridor in the hill country. But for right now, Fayette County is the only spot that has a pressing issue for current flooding. Let me show you what's going to happen through the rest of tonight, though. As you can see, there is new rain developing over northern Mexico and down to our southwest. This, I think, is going to move up our way. We have a front which is kind of draped right over our area. That's why we have that pooling of moisture over Fayette County. So as this new batch of moisture moves in, pulls up against this front, I expect another round of widespread rain which develops for a larger part of our area tonight. Now, here's what that looks like on our model. So between now and, 8:30, so the next 30, 45 minutes, we're looking at Fayette County. So it's going to be southeast of Austin with that continued threat for heavy rain and flooding. Now watch this as we go past 11 o'clock. Now we have new rain and downpours developing along the I-35 corridor. Unfortunately, I think this is another one where the hill country is largely missing out on the beneficial rain. If we could just get this rain to fall about 50 to 75 miles west of where it's at, that's where we could start to make a difference in our lake levels. But for now, at least we're getting drought relief along and east of I-35. 11:30, we go to 2 a.m. Watch this. This could be another round of heavy rain for Fayette County and Lee County. Some of these areas currently dealing with flooding. So when you're talking about places that are already seeing 4 to 6 inches of rainfall, adding on an additional 1 to 3, that's why that continued risk for flooding will stay even into the overnight. Here's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. That round of overnight rain kind of winding down, but I think as we go through the day tomorrow, there's still going to be a 60 to 70% chance for rain and storms, especially along and east of I-35. Now, before we get to the totals, in addition to the rain and storms, I also expect more foggy weather. We already have that across the area tonight. We will have widespread visibility under a mile. I think for a lot of folks, it's going to be a half mile down to a quarter mile, maybe even lower than a quarter mile in spots. So even if you don't have flooding heavy rains, we do want drivers to be aware of reduced visibility, which we've already been contending with through much of today. This is a look at how much rain we're expecting between now and mid-morning tomorrow. Along and east of I-35, a widespread half-inch to 1 inch of rain. I do think there'll be some pockets, again watching Fayette County, where it could be 1 to 3 inches of additional rain on top of what has already fallen today. So especially Austin points east, that risk for flooding continues tonight. There is a low risk across the hill country, but once you get Burnett, Blanco, and points east into the I-35 corridor, and especially our coastal plains communities, that's where we have that level 2, the slight risk for flooding. Here's tomorrow's risk for flooding. Starts to shift to the east. It's a lower level 1, and then Fayette County is clipped by the level 2. And then this is not the main concern tomorrow. I'm mainly watching the heavy rain potential, but there is a low chance, especially over Fayette County, for a strong storm or two through the day tomorrow. We had actually a pretty big hail-producing storm around the Horseshoe Bay area early this morning. The chance of another storm like that is low, but it's not zero, so just want you to be aware of that as well. Here's what we're tracking as far as the next 7 days that will get you back to that Fayette County storm. 70 to 80% rain chance tonight into tomorrow. There's the risk for more localized flooding, especially southeast of Austin. And we have the ongoing storm over Fayette County. Thursday, dry weather is going to be back. Friday night, there's a cold front that moves through. I think, though, that cold front's going to be primarily dry. So we are breezy but dry on Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that is a much quieter weather pattern for next week. So let's get back to our flash flood warning. Let the graphics load here. This is it. It includes LaGrange. It includes Schulenburg, but the bulk of the rain is north of there. Flatonia, this includes you. Cistern, this includes you. It goes until 10:30. We have a widespread 2 to 4, and I would say probably a widespread 3 to 6 inches of rain that has fallen over this area. An additional 1 to 3 is possible. We have this training of thunderstorms. When they move over the same spot over and over and over again, like trains on a train track, we call that training of thunderstorms. Here's a look at what has already fallen, where we have radar estimates, so not a rain gauge, but radar estimates that are over a half foot of rain in this area. We know that Fayette County, compared to, say, some of our hill country areas, is able to handle this type of rain a little bit better, but still 4 to 6 inches of rain, that is enough for localized flooding for sure. So let me clear off some of these numbers real quick and just kind of show you around some of the more localized communities. So Flatonia, this includes you, Colony, Cistern, Stellar, Muldoon, Lena, O'Quinn, Hostine, LaGrange, Plum, Warda, Round Top, Waldeck, Oldenburg, Warrenton, all of these areas. You are included in this flash flood warning, and especially if you live where those yellows and oranges are at, we have close to a half foot of rain that has already fallen. So please avoid traveling if you can through tonight. Low water crossings, problematic spots in neighborhoods, those could certainly be producing issues right now and could continue to overnight with not just this rain, but perhaps another round of rain in addition to that. So our flash flood warning goes until 10:30. What I'm going to do is put you on the radar loop, so there's not going to be any sound, but I'm going to kind of monitor the stream, and if we have any new updates that are issued for this Fayette County storm, we'll hop back onto the stream. We'll update you as needed through tonight. It's 7:56 right now. We also have our full newscast coming up on KVUE tonight at 10. I'll have a full update on the forecast for you then.